Hi, I'm Andrew, the Young Adult and Media Librarian at North Brunswick Public Library. And today I'm going to take a look at a book that surprised me. It's a graphic novel. You see it's more wide than it is short, than it is tall. Penultimate Quest by Lars Brown and Bex Glendining with John Kantz. Right, when I saw this cover, I said, oh, this looks like a fun sort of a sword and sorcery type book. And in the beginning, that's how it seems as well. This is actually an adaptation of Lars Brown's web comic, but but Ed with interesting colors, really interesting artwork, right? And I'll give you a little peek at some of the art here. Right. And the idea, it starts out. It looks like it's about a bunch of adventurers that go on sort of Dungeons and Dragons type encounters with monsters and go down through dungeons to fight them and get some treasure and solve whatever quest they need to solve. And it reminded me a little bit of another graphic novel series called Adventure Zone. Where there's, it looks like there were characters in the Dungeons and Dragons game, but making lots of modern references and a lot of jokes and banter and things along the way. However, within a few pages, I realized that this is not where we're going. Right, as cool as these monsters are that they meet, the point of it is not about fighting these monsters, or at least about fighting the literal monsters. The protagonist Harald, this realizes that his life is very much in a rut. Right, he's same thing over and over again. Go on a quest, go through a dungeon. Maybe you die along the way, but if you do, you'll be brought back. And this gets him to sort of really ask a lot of questions, and the questions tend to be a lot more philosophical than I was expecting, and a lot more serious than what I was expecting. Along the way, we got to learn a little bit about the characters' lives before they were on this island. In some ways, it reminded me of the TV show Lost, where there were people on a mysterious island trying to solve these strange mysteries that they found. And as it went along, we saw scenes from their old lives. And that's the case with these characters as well. We realize that, these characters were not always adventurers in this pseudo-medieval world, that they had their own lives from different places and times. And we found that Harald was someone who dreamed of designing cathedrals. And we learned that not everyone who and sometimes characters he thinks he knows are not who they appear to be. This book actually requires a little more focus than I thought, because at times things go back and forth a lot, and at one point in the story, you'd follow along with one plot on one page on the left side of the page, and a completely different storyline on the right side of the page at a different time, and it does require that focus. But it does offer a lot. It's really a food for thought book. It really makes you think about why we're here, why we do things the way we do them, and is there any escape for us if we're feeling trapped in our world. But the characters do become become real. They do feel real. Have you read Penultimate Quest? I'd be curious to hear your opinions on it. If you haven't, but you're very intrigued by it, remember you can always put a hold on it through a contactless hold method. Just giving you another quick look in here. You can call us during our open hours, or just put a hold on our web page, northbrunswicklibrary.org. So I would be happy to hear your opinions about this, or any recommendations for other books that you'd like us to examine, or me to take a look at, or maybe order for the library. I'd always love to hear from people. And thanks for watching, and happy reading.